What if the next Doctor isn't really the Doctor after all? What if Billie Piper's Doctor Who return means that we're going to find something far more dangerous going to happen to the Doctor than we are expecting? Join me where I will tell you my theory where Badwill returns, not as a memory, but as a living, breathing incarnation of the Doctor. Now, if you watched the season 2 finale of Reality War, you would see the Doctor having a final battle where the universe is collapsing because of the Rani. The multiverse is breaking, and the 15th Doctor is left with one impossible choice: release all his regeneration energy into the time vortex to save Poppy and existence itself. But here's where my theory begins. What if the time vortex doesn't just absorb that energy, it remembers? It remembers the girl who once looked into it, the girl who became Bad Wolf. This is my theory on how Billie Piper's 16th Doctor isn't really the Doctor, but instead Rose Tyler as Bad Wolf, trying to warn the Doctor. Now, the reason why I think Billie Piper is Rose Tyler again, instead of the 16th Doctor, is because at the end of Parting of Ways, we see Rose Tyler absorb the time vortex energy. And who was the last time someone took that? Alright, yeah, Rose Tyler. So, I think the TARDIS, because the Doctor put his regeneration energy into the TARDIS again in the reality war, the Doctor gets Billie Piper's appearance because of the TARDIS. Now, this does seem quite weird and etc., but I think the Doctor is trapped somewhere else after Bad Wolf takes over his body. This leads to me thinking, since we don't have a guaranteed future of Doctor Who, I think they're going to make multiple specials or even one-off special with Billie Piper and David Tennant to give them a storyline to make Bad Wolf try to find the real Doctor, or you could do this where the bi-generation we heard, we see the 14th Doctor, David Tennant, regenerate properly, and we get the full 17th Doctor, and we see Bad Wolf now just live her life, basically like what usually happened before, just like the 14th Doctor would. Now, as much as I had enough of having David Tennant return for the time being, I do think it is probably the most likely decision to do it, as you have lots of plot lines to do, because they already set it up with that. If Billie Piper's only there for one or two specials, you may as well do that, because David Tennant's 14th Doctor is just living in Earth doing nothing now. You can make Billie Piper's Doctor just be Bad Wolf and try to find the real Doctor, but instead to get the real Doctor, you would have to get, like I said before, the 14th Doctor to proper regenerate instead of bi-generating, making the 14th Doctor now become the 17th Doctor, and the 16th Doctor become Bad Wolf. There is a very unlikely, or maybe kind of possible, situation that could happen with it, was maybe Billie Piper is there just to end off the new generation of it, the revival era, and to put Doctor Who in a hiatus. I hope not, but that could maybe it as well. But if we use what I already said before with the 14th Doctor and Billy, like Rose Tyler coming back, it could boost up the foods. It's once again a nostalgia bait, but it's probably the best situation you can do out of that now after what you've done in the reality war. Now, I do think the story that they should follow is Rose Tyler, like Bad Rose Doctor, she thinks that she is the real Doctor, but at some point of the special, you see that version of the Doctor having Rose Tyler's and Bad Rose memories, making them starting to think, oh wait, I'm not really the Doctor. Maybe I need to actually find the Doctor. And that's where the 14th Doctor comes along, comes out of retirement, tries to help Rose Tyler, and tries to get the real Doctor back. This is where I think Doctor Who is going to come back in season 3, could possibly in 2027, where we have the new incarnation of the Doctor. Now, my fan cast, I hope what they could do, I hope it's someone that is quite rising up and wise. Maybe like something like Peter Capaldi's Doctor, but with also maybe young like David Tennant or something like that. I think that's a good mix of a Doctor. The new Doctor Who magazine also backs up my fact of this because the heading in the front cover says Billie Piper is the Doctor, meaning that she could not be. Another fact about it is if you look at the credits of the reality war, you see Sudi Gatwa and Jodie Whittaker's doctors being saying Sudi Gatwa as a doctor, Jodie Whittaker as a doctor, and at the end, instead of saying Billie Piper as a doctor, it says and introducing Billie Piper. Further back in my theory that the 16th Doctor is Bad Wolf. Since we have a spin off coming out, we may also get hints with season 3, maybe, with what's happening with the Doctor towards the end of the spin off. Or you can get some with the new commissioned CBeebies show coming for Doctor Who later. But overall, I do think Russell T Davies kind of just did that to try convince BBC and Disney to renew Doctor Who, because if they left it in that open-ended, we probably got less likely chance of getting Doctor Who back. But having Billie Piper back is basically forcing their plates to renew, well, at least the BBC, because Disney looks like they're coming out of the deal. Well, to be fair, thank God, because ever since they came in, it's kind of messed stuff up, because it seems that the reason why City Gatwa hasn't renewed or even went ahead with season 3 it was because Disney has taken too long to renew. If Disney doesn't want to renew with Doctor Who, just do that. Don't wait to the point we have to wait a couple of years for Doctor Who now, because it's just stupid. But anyway, this is the end of the video. Thanks for listening to my theory why Billie Piper is not the Doctor, but instead Bad Wolf. If you like this video, please subscribe and like this video for more Doctor Who and F1 content in the future. See ya!